my channel. It's Snatched here, and today I am back again with another video of my Snatched for Summer series. If you guys have missed any of those videos, I'm giving you guys all of my summer shredding, summer body hacks that I'm using right now as we speak every day to implement into my life to really get me snatched and ready for summer 2021. But today we're going to be doing another food video where I'm basically just going to show you guys a quick grocery haul because I just went to the grocery store and I got a ton of stuff. So we're just gonna walk through everything that I got and also talk through a lot of the staple items that I like to use for all of my staple meals that really help me to stick to my diet. If you guys missed my last video where I did a full day of eating, I'm doing a carb cycling if it fits your macros diet. So counting macros, counting calories, but also shifting my carb intake based on my actual workout split. So if this sounds like something that's your jam and you love this kind of content, then make sure to subscribe and like this video so you can keep up with my updates and with my progress for summer 2021. So for this grocery haul, I went to two spots. I went to my local grocery store as well as Trader Joe's. So try not to attack me in the comments because I'm not a Trader Joe's expert, but I've been definitely dabbling into a lot of those items, and I figured out a lot of items from there that really complement my diet and really help me to stay on track. So I'll show you guys those as well as some new things that I'm trying to try over this entire 12 weeks. Alright, so this is pretty much all that I got from the store today. As you can see, I am stocked up for, I think this might last me a good maybe 1.5 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. But let's just get into everything that's here and I'll talk you through exactly what I'm planning to cook with these and why I would buy these. Alright, so we got our food pretty much laid out right here. I'm probably gonna pack them away as I talk about them because a lot of these things are frozen and I'm not trying to lose all of this food just for this video. So anyways, starting off with the meat, I got myself 2 of the 99.1 ground turkey from Jenny O. These I have been getting for years. They are definitely a big staple in my diet. I use these all the time for my taco salads, anything taco related, and also anything, you know, wrap related. Sometimes I put it over some cauliflower rice or anything like that. But anytime you're getting meats, especially when you're cutting, you definitely want to get the leanest meat possible. And a lot of people like the taste of beef, but I'm not the biggest fan of beef, so I stick to my turkey and it works out just fine. Next, I got these chicken breast fillets. These are just my grocery store brand that I have. I don't know how many are in here, but it's a good amount, right? So chicken, you can never go wrong with chicken. It goes with pretty much everything. And I like to bake my chicken just because it's an easier thing to meal prep, especially for the whole week. So I'll probably bake this chicken and maybe make some chicken quesadillas, maybe some barbecue chicken over jasmine rice, which is a new thing that I've been making lately, and it is bomb. But again, with chicken, unless you're getting more of the fatty piece of chicken, maybe like chicken thighs, you won't really have to worry about fat with chicken breasts. They're a pretty lean part of the chicken. And of course, anytime you make chicken breasts, you'll just have a lot of bulk in the meal. Even on my low carb days, I try to go for volume instead of like the aesthetics. So chicken really helps with that and really helps you to stay full for a longer period of time. Next, moving on to more of the frozen foods that are definitely going to be easy to make and easy to heat up and prep. I got these turkey meatballs from the brand Rosina. These meatballs look pretty good with macros. They're about 9 grams of fat, 7 carbs, and 15 protein for 3 meatballs. So I thought these were really good. Meatballs for me are just like a lifesaver whenever I really can't think of anything to make when I maybe run out of a meal prep or something. Meatballs always come in clutch for me and they always taste good. And when you see later what I picked up to pair with these, you can definitely make a meatball spaghetti that's not too carb heavy if you're on your low carb days like I do with my carb cycling. Or if you're hitting legs, you can definitely pair it up with some pasta. So meatballs, a must. So the next thing is a Trader Joe's find. I saw this online and I really wanted to try it, but the macros on these look pretty good. 10 grams of fat, 22 grams of protein, and just 180 calories for 1 burger. sign me the hell up. And you can even just lay this maybe over a salad or something like that to keep it more low carb, or just go crazy on your leg day and put a whole wheat bun on it. Okay, so now we're moving on to more of the deli meats. Turkey. What more can I say? So these turkey oven roasted deli slices, I use them all the time for my lunch turkey wraps, and they're super easy. And also sometimes, if you guys saw my last video where I made an omelet, this is the turkey that I would use to make my omelet. Again, this is just 1 gram of fat, 2 grams of carbs, and 9 grams of protein for 2 ounces. And usually when I eat these, I eat about 2 to 3 ounces. So it's definitely a staple for me, especially for lunch meals. And then again, we have these turkey bacons. I'm not really a big fan of regular bacon. Don't at me, please. Don't at me. But I'm not a big pork eater, so I switched to turkey. And these are the ones that are 58% less fat than normal and 57% less sodium than normal. So again, as lean as you can get the leanest. So we just went through all the meats that I got. So I think next let's look through all of the veggies and fruits. Actually no fruits this time, guys. I don't really eat a lot of fruits. The only fruit that I really like is strawberries and blueberries. Fruit is not something I really gravitate towards, and it just has a lot of extra carbs in there that I don't really think is necessary for me, because I eat a ton of vegetables, so I get a lot of the perks and the benefits from eating that instead of fruit. But you know, I do like a couple of strawberries on my pancakes in the morning, so I kind of get a little bit of those antioxidants that way. I'm not really a fruit girl. I don't know what to tell you. But fruits aside, let's just move on to the micronutrients that I got, which are the veggies. And veggies are one of my staples because those really add a lot of volume to your meals. And when I say volume, I mean that it kind of makes you feel more full, because your plate can be more full with more of a bed of lettuce or a bed of spinach. So the veggies that I got today, I got just a bag of spinach. And spinach is not really my favorite vegetable, but I eat this a lot in my protein smoothies. If you guys are a fan of this channel, then you've seen the green smoothie that I always make. Delicious, and spinach goes perfectly with that. The mix of veggies that I really like to base a lot of my meals the most with is this baby spring mix. So it's just a mixture of, I think it's arugula and other random greens. There is some spinach in here somewhere. But this is what I use as my base for my taco salads, any wraps that I use. They're just very crunchy, and they don't really have that harsh of a taste as I think spinach does, and it adds so much volume to any meal that I put it in. Next one I picked up is just a bag of broccoli and cauliflower and some baby bell mushrooms. The mushrooms I use a lot for my omelets in the morning, and a lot of times in a lot of the meats that I cook. So with the BBQ chicken, sometimes I throw this in there. And broccoli, of course, goes with anything. I was never one of those kids that hated broccoli. Broccoli was probably my favorite part of any meal as a kid. I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but always been a staple for years and years and years. Then of course I got 2 sweet peppers, a green pepper and a red pepper. I literally can't go any week without a green pepper or a red pepper in any meal that I make. These are probably the best things I use to really spice up my meals and make them taste good. So I use it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, anything. Next, I got these pre-chopped sweet potatoes. So they're just chopped into cubes. And I don't usually buy a lot of this. Sometimes I get just regular sweet potatoes. Actually, I did get 1 regular sweet potato. For this 1 regular sweet potato, I'll probably cut this up as maybe like a sweet potato fries for any of my sides for dinner. But then these are really good for making maybe sweet potato hash for breakfast or anything like that, or just as a side that's super quick to heat up when you're eating and you want to have some really substantial carbs that'll keep you full throughout the day. All right, and then of course we got some avocados. Can't go any meal without an avocado. I really should cut back because avocado's still fat, so you can't really overdo it. They are so good at keeping you full. I use this, you know, in the morning for avocado toast. But like I said, be very careful with these. You don't want to overeat avocados, because although it's a vegetable, it still has fat in it. And although it's a good fat, it's still fat. and you can't overeat on any type of fat, no matter what it is. Be sparing with this, and I always make sure to measure these out to make sure that I'm not overdoing my fat and tracking that way. All right, so now moving on to more of my dairy products that I love to get. Of course, a staple for me is almond milk. I always get the unsweetened vanilla almond milk, which is just 30 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, 1 gram of carb, and 1 gram of protein for 1 full cup. And I only use this in my protein shake. So it's very light, and I just like almond milk over any of the other milks like coconut milk, oat milk, cashew milk. I just feel like almond milk is very lean in fat, and I can't go wrong with making this in maybe like a iced coffee or the protein shakes like I mentioned. So staple number, I don't even know. And next, I always get at least 1 pack of egg whites. When I make my breakfast, before I was cutting, I would maybe have 2 eggs a day, but now I've really tried to cut back to just 1 egg a day just because of fat intake. So maybe I'll do 1 egg with 1 yolk and then add a little bit of this egg whites on top of that, or just do simply all egg whites, especially on my high carb days where I'm eating more carbs and shrinking my fats a little bit. So this definitely saves me a lot of extra macros. Next, moving on to the cheeses. I'm not the biggest fan of cheese, but I like a good shredded or a cheese stick. I only like mozzarella usually, but you know, I'm trying to venture out a little bit. So I just got these mozzarella and cheddar twists, and these are 4 grams of fat, less than 1 gram of carb, and 5 grams of protein per stick. So pretty good macros. You might see this as more of like a cheat just because of the brand name or whatever. As long as it fits my macros, I'm into it. And then I just got Mexican blend cheddar jack shredded cheese that I just top a little bit over my omelets, on my taco salad. But like I said, I don't eat cheese that much, so these are gonna be used pretty sparingly. And last dairy item that I got, it's a new item I don't usually pick up, but I need a lot more low calorie snacks that I can just pick up and eat when I'm working from home. It's just the Oikos 000 Greek yogurt. And the macros on these, it's 100 calories, 0 grams of fat, 10 grams of carbs, and 15 grams of protein per cup. So this is just a quick and easy boost of protein throughout the day. But yeah, definitely excited to try this. I don't usually put any granola or anything on it. Just like I said, cut back on a lot of those extra things that might fruit things up a little bit more. You don't really need it. It tastes good on its own. All right, so moving on more to a lot of the Trader Joe's finds that I've got, and more of my side items that I'll pair with a lot of the meats that I just showed you guys. These are going to be a lot of substitutes to regular rice. I'm not afraid to eat jasmine rice or any kind of carb like that. Of course, I'll track it and make sure it's just 1 serving and not overload like I usually would eat when I'm not cutting. And the thing with these substitutes is that you're able to really cut back on those extra carbs. If maybe you had a lot of carbs earlier on in the day and for dinner you really want to cut back a little bit, these substitutes are really big helps for me that have helped me to stay on track and not miss my macro goals. So first one is cauliflower rice. Cauliflower rice is probably heaven sent. It doesn't sound that appetizing off the bat, but just like rice, it has that same texture to it. And honestly, all you have to do is just spice it up, put some spices in there. You know, my Jamaicans, just put a little bit of the Jamaican spices on it, and then pair it with pretty much any meat that you can possibly think of, and boom, you have a low carb meal for the day. It takes like 10 seconds to cook. I love this. A new staple for me for sure when I'm really trying to lose a lot of weight. Next item that I got from Trader Joe's, I got this mashed cauliflower. So this is a new thing. I've never had this before. I know I always like cauliflower, so I'm definitely gonna try this out. So just make some mashed potatoes with this. 1 cup of this is just 50 calories, 2 grams of fat, and 7 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of protein. So pretty great macros on this, and most of the ingredients are just cauliflowers. You don't really get any of the weird preservatives or weird things with Trader Joe's stuff, so that's definitely why I like to find some of these things there. So excited to try this one. Next, I got a nice substitute for pasta. So as I mentioned with the meatballs earlier, this is what I would pair with those meatballs. Zucchini spiral pasta. I'm just a big fan of zucchini, so maybe that's why I don't really care that it's not actual pasta. Really great substitute and a great way to keep your mind thinking that you're eating a lot with the volume on this and not missing out on some of your favorite meals that might be spaghetti and meatballs, like I mentioned, which is what I'm going to be cooking with this for sure. Again, the macros: 15 calories, 0 grams of fat, 3 grams of carbs, and 1 gram of protein. And the last favorite find from Trader Joe's is these chicken pot stickers. Oh my god. I have been making chicken pot stickers for lunch for quite some time now with just a side of broccoli, and this tastes amazing. Like, I didn't even expect it to taste that good, but it's so good. For 7 pot stickers, you get 200 calories, 4.5 grams of fat, 30 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of protein. So this makes for a great meal. I wouldn't pair this with anything else. I would actually eat this as one meal in itself. So like I said, make it with maybe a side of broccoli or a side of any other veggie. These are great, and I would say it is a must buy from Trader Joe's. And now moving on from the carb substitutes to more of the actual carbs. I always get these Kodiak cakes. I think everyone has heard of this by now, but I've been eating this for years. And these are just so good. If you're really not able to hit your protein target, you can just make some nice flapjacks with these, or even just waffles if you have a waffle maker, and you get 14 grams of protein with just 1 serving of this. And 1 serving of this makes at least 3 pancakes for me in the morning, 1 full waffle for me in the morning if I'm making waffles that day, and it's just 30 grams of carbs. So it's so filling and a really great substitute for maybe like an Aunt Jemima or one of those more just really unhealthy brands, and can't live without this. I really can't. And I know there's a bunch of flavors of this, but I really just like to get the buttermilk one. If you're a fan of chocolate, they have a chocolate one. Buttermilk, can't go wrong. Next, I got these Extreme Wellness whole wheat wraps. They also have a low carb version of this, and I usually like to get that, but this time I couldn't find it, so I just got these whole wheat ones. But these are still pretty low carb in my book, and I usually just eat 1 tortilla. If I'm making quesadillas, I'll just fold it in half and cut it up into like mini quesadillas. For 1 tortilla, you get 70 calories, 2 grams of fat, 16 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of protein. Very guilt-free and very, very filling. Next new thing that I haven't tried before, but I really want to get into, are these Banza pastas. And just for 1 serving of this, which is just about 2 ounces dry, you get 12 grams of protein with this. That is pretty much amazing because you don't really get protein with pasta a lot. I usually love to try these ones that are just unexpected protein that you'll get instead of just eating regular meats, because I find that a lot of times I miss my protein because I don't eat a lot of meat throughout the day. So having these little substitutes like this that can give you over 10 grams of protein will really help you to hit that protein macro. And I would definitely only eat this on my high carb days. And last but not least, I have these 2 substitute sauces that I live and breathe by to make my food great and guilt-free, because I feel like a lot of times you don't remember that sauces are a big part of additive calories to your meals. Sugars and stuff are in sauces, and you don't even realize it until you start measuring stuff out and realizing the actual ingredients to things. I live by these 2 sauces. This barbecue sauce I use on that barbecue chicken that I was mentioning before, and it is bomb.com. Corny, whatever. It is the bomb. It's so good. And even when I make my sweet potato fries to dip the fries in, for 2 tablespoons you get 10 calories and 0 grams of fat and 2 grams of carbs for this. That's pretty much unheard of for any regular barbecue sauce out there. And then this one, I know you've probably seen this so much before if you're into the fitness world or you've dieted before, but I have been eating Walden Farms pancake syrup for years and years and years, and now I can actually enjoy my pancake. I'm a pancake girl. If you see me at brunch, I'm getting my pancakes or some French toast. But this has absolutely no calories, pretty much no carbs in it, and when I'm making my breakfast in the morning with the Kodiak cakes, I can literally just douse it in it if I want to. But the normal syrup that you would use on there, you would probably add about 15 to 20 grams of carbs on top of carbs that are already there on your plate. So, and this is just a must. This whole line has so many other options too. I also use their caramel syrup for my iced coffees, and those are also 0 calories, 0 fat, everything. So very guilt-free and just an amazing staple to have in your pantry. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, if you love this type of content and you really want to see the updates of my Snatched for Summer challenge, then you don't want to miss any of my Saturday uploads. But thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!